Hello, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful podcast with me, Patrick, Real Talk with Patrick. Today on this special podcast, I have my guest, Shawna. Welcome, Shawna.
Hello, thank you.
Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So, before we get into whatever discussions we're going to talk about today, why don't you introduce yourself a bit and how did we meet and things like that?
So I'm Shawna. I met Patrick, oh gosh, I want to say 7 or 8 years ago.
Sounds about
Uh,
right.
I think so. I think that's right. I don't know. I'm not great with the whole when I've met people, but I think that's right. Years ago, we started working a part-time job, and I remember Patrick walking in, and he was wearing a bright pink um, Ralph Lauren polo, and I was like, "Who is this kid?" He is wearing the brightest shirt I have ever seen. I think I only ever saw one other person wearing a bright pink polo, and I was shook. But I was like, this guy, I got to be friends with him. I like his style. Um, then what? Oh, then we like parted ways because Patrick got another job and like became a real adult in life, and I slacked a little. And then our paths crossed again a year and a bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true. I completely forgot about what I was wearing that day. You always seem to remind me, but I always seem to forget.
I can always remember what people wear when I meet them because it kind of helps me like be like, okay, this is what they were wearing. This is when I met them. Like, I guess it keeps like the whole, what is it, that whole time and style
Yeah,
era thing. So if I met you in the early 2000s, I know you were wearing like that fuzzy, like those shirts with like the little like diamonds on it. And they're like,
mm,
yeah.
perfect, perfect. So, welcome again, like I said, to the podcast. So, usually my guest has a topic, but when we first talked about it, you said you didn't really have a topic. So, you kind of suggested that maybe I get some different topics of discussion to kind of put like in a fishbowl or something. I'm using a tea glass for it since, real talk and, the whole tea thing and blah, blah, blah. So, are you ready for us to pull a topic?
Yeah, let's pull a topic.
Okay, so I'm putting the camera up for those that are watching the camera version and not the audio version. I'm pulling out a slip, and it is camping. We love
Yeah.
camping, right?
Oh yeah, we love camping so
Have
much.
you ever gone camping before?
I've been camping twice, and it's
Okay.
not my favorite thing to do.
Well, you got to tell us why not.
Oh my God. Well, okay, for one, I'm allergic to pretty much everything outdoors. Not really. That's not true. I'm allergic to like cedar trees, ragweed, and grass. And I feel like, you're camping, you're in the woods. It's like it's pretty present. I'm not a fan. Also, not a fan of spiders. And did you know that when you sleep in a tent, it creates the moisture and then attracts the damn spiders? No, thank you. No, thank you, sir. I'm not about that life. Mm. You can't take a shower. There's no running water. I don't like this.
S-
Mm.
Camping's not your thing, apparently.
Sleeping on the ground? Who does that? Who does that for fun?
I
Like,
know.
I get it, like 5-year-olds do, but okay. No, thank you.
Well, I've gone camping before too, and I will also say I'm not a fan. One of my camping stories, what was it? I went when I was younger with my parents and like some friends and family and whatever. And I think it was our first time camping. So, of course, went all out with like the good camping gear stuff, the Canadian Tire tent and everything is like waterproof. Those things are not waterproof.
No, that's a lie.
That's a
False
lie.
advertisement.
And because my family's a bit of like a neat freak type family, it was like no shoes in the tent. You don't want to dirty the tent. We had, I think, air mattresses to sleep on because we're not sleeping on no ground.
That's smart. See,
Yeah,
my friends didn't even tell me about that. That wasn't even an option.
but you're absolutely right about spiders because that was a thing and it was horrible.
Yeah, no
Also,
thanks.
also a thing with newbie campers is make sure to seal your food in like super tight containers
Oh no.
because
Oh
so
no.
what ended
I
up
have.
happening was, let me get into it. So what ended up happening was so I went up with my mom ahead of time because my dad, our family had like a cleaning contract at nighttime. So my dad was busy cleaning while we went ahead to wherever we were camping. And he stayed back to clean with our family friend. He stayed back to clean as well. So it was like the wives and the kids went up to set up camp first.
Hmm.
So that happened. And so we set up the tent, we get things ready, we have dinner there, this and that, whatever. And so we're on one property, and then our friends are on another property. So they have like a dining tent over there. We have a dining tent, but we ate, I think, at their dining tent. And then there was like a big apple pie from like Costco. And right, I mean, if you're gonna camp and you're gonna like, come on, you gotta have like good dessert. But
Right.
anyways, so we we were like, oh, should we have dessert? And they're like, no, let's wait till like the guys get up, this and that, blah blah blah. Okay, sure. Well, I guess they didn't put the pie away, left it on the table, like the picnic table in the tent, whatever. I don't know if it
Hmm.
was our decision, their decision. I don't know. I'm going to blame them since they're not here to defend themselves. And we went over to our lot, like by the campfire while we were waiting for them. So now it's gotten dark,
Hmm.
and the my dad's about to come up and this and that. So all of a sudden, the wife of our friends goes back to her tent, and all of a sudden she goes, starts yelling, and she says, "Get over here! Get over here!" So my mom goes over, and apparently there were raccoons.
Oh, that's good old
That's not,
trash pandas.
yeah. So they were on top of the dining tent. In the dining tent, they had destroyed the pie. They had like eaten half of it, obviously, this and that, like ripped through the plastic, everything, right? Which, okay, that's not that big. Like, oh, haha, stupid us. What were we thinking? No, 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 no. So none of us got dessert. So we were like, we should have had dessert and not waited for them like good people. But, anyways, what ends up happening with raccoons, though, is you feed them once, they come back. So almost literally every night, the raccoons would come in the middle of the night, scratching at the tents and everything while you're trying to sleep. And do you know how scary that is? I know it's a raccoon but raccoons can be vicious.
Cameron.
Yes, they can, and they can carry some diseases.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So, and they're scratching at the tents and this and that. And it was like, oh gosh, every night. Literally, it was almost like every night.
Okay, wait, how long did you go
It
for?
was like a week.
Shit, okay, no. When I went camping, I went one night and
Okay.
that was it. It was one night and I was, no, that was it, done, never again. And then I tried it one more time and it was one night and no, never again.
So yeah, so that was one camping experience. What else also happened during that trip? Oh, it like torrential downpoured, of course, because it's camping and gotta have some rain to make it extra fun. And
God,
what was
no.
it? My mom had to, her friend, not the family, but there was another couple with us,
Hmm.
and that couple, she was pregnant.
Oh, good
And they were
God.
like expert campers, and it's like, why would you go camping while you're pregnant? But anyways, so I guess she called out to my mom like, I have to go to the bathroom, and it's the middle of the night, torrential downpour. So my mom's like, okay, yeah, I'll go with you because they were going to take the car because, of course, outhouses. But there's that, because it's a campground, there's those washrooms near like the center of like the whole campground. Yeah. So they're like, okay, we're going to go. We're going to take the car or the truck or whatever to go to the bathrooms. But because my family is the neat freak family, we didn't take our shoes inside the tent and they were outside the tent and it's torrential downpour. So my mom had to put on wet shoes and slush her way in her wet shoes.
Was this the time of Crocs? I feel like that would have been a better
This
shoe
was
option.
not the time of Crocs. I think she had like
Like
oh,
flip flops even.
they were like duck shoes.
Oh my God. So
Yeah.
they're like pooling the water.
So they're pooling. Yeah.
So gross. Putting on wet shoes is
Yeah.
ew.
So that happened and then what else happened? Oh yeah, and then one night I wake up to like my mom yelling because she thought the tent had collapsed,
Mhm.
but she ended up just rolling on her side and having her face up against the side of the tent and thought and felt like the side of the tent, but thought it had fallen because she originally fell asleep on her back. So that was funny. But let's just say we're not the greatest campers and we don't like going camping. If we're going camping, it's like a trailer camping or like, a cottage, shack, cabin thing, that kind of camping.
Yeah. No. I don't even think I would go glamping. Like, I have no desire. I need like running water, and a bed. But like, I need to be able to close off the bugs, you
Well,
know?
I
Like, keep mosquitoes away.
I totally get it. And I think you already heard this story and I think I said it on my channel, but I'm gonna tell it anyways for the podcast. It's that cabin time I went that
Oh
cabin.
God.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm going to tell the story again just in case. But so I went to a friend's family cabin, and that cabin didn't have any showers,
Hmm.
which, a shower would be nice. At least, like, if you're camping at a campground, that you have like those communal showers, which are gross, but
Still
like,
nasty. You
they're
still smell like
nasty.
bonfire all the time.
But at least you can like try and wash the dirt and sorrow and sadness away.
Yeah, but then you're still soaking wet.
But like at this place, no shower and like the floorboards, it wasn't like a floorboard. It wasn't like floors, it was like the under
Like
floor
plywood. It was
plywood. It
plywood.
was plywood. And like the plywood was buckling in parts in the kitchen and in the bathroom. So then it was just a toilet and the sink. And like you had to be careful about the toilet because like you couldn't like clog the toilet, obviously. So you had to be careful. And I'm not about that life, I'm like, give me a like, you know, you need to have a good toilet. Like just, especially camping or what you just like because while you're camping or cabining or whatever, your stomach isn't feeling usually the greatest. Mm-hmm.
You need a like a functioning porcelain throne. Like it can't
Exactly.
be no.
Yeah. So anyway, so
Ugh,
then
and they stink. Oh
and
my
they
God. It's like
yes.
I'm having flashbacks for you. Like I can't.
And then so then the living room was okay, a living room. And I guess their family or whoever owned it, I think it was like her grandmother or something, was super religious. So like there's like crosses everywhere and like pictures of Jesus. And I'm like, where am I? This is a horror movie. I'm
Sounds
waiting.
like the makings.
I'm waiting for like one of the crosses to turn upside down and then be like, well,
Something come out of the floorboards
exactly.
out of the toilet and grab you.
So then it was like, okay, here's my bed. So my bed was literally the room where you open the door and you fall on top of the mattress because it was literally a tiny room with just a mattress and like a little dresser. But like the mattress did it have a sheet on it? I think it had a sheet on it, but it was like the nicer of the bedrooms because it had, instead of the wallpaper, they put siding over the wallpaper. So it was like all newly sided, but like there was still a gap. So you could still see through to where the wallpaper was. So I'm like, I'm seeing bugs crawling out of this at some point, maybe.
Oh, heck no.
Right.
Mm, mm-mm,
But
mm.
it had the newest window.
Well, the windowsill, like the what do they call it? The sealant isn't that good if bugs are getting in. Like,
Exactly. So like I think those I never changed. I never changed my clothes and it was like for a weekend, but it was like why would I change my clothes? I'm not showering. So why would I waste clothing when it's not like when they're all going to get dirty? So I never changed. I think I wore the same sweatpants the whole weekend and going to bed I had the socks over the sweatpants and I kept like and then I kept my jacket on, like a sweater, zipped all the way up with the hood over my head with earplugs in my ears so that nothing could crawl on top of me or inside or anything.
please tell me you pulled the like hood strings like real tight
Oh,
and like tied it up.
it was like choking. Oh yeah, it was intense. And then what happened? Oh yeah. So then I had asked, "Oh, so what did you want me to bring?" "Oh, you don't need to bring anything. Maybe just like some stuff you want to drink or whatever. I've got dinner taken care of. I've got this, I've got that." And I'm like, "Great, fantastic." Yeah, so dinner was okay. I think it was what was it? Fried potatoes on like on a pan,
A skillet.
a skillet. Yeah, that's the word. And I can't remember the other stuff, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But for lunches, it was bologna, which I like bologna. I don't mind bologna from time to time. I know it's not good. I know. I know.
I mean, teach their own, right? Everyone
But
has that like childhood meat that they
but
enjoy.
she brought no margarine, no mustard. It was just a bun, bologna, mayo, and a bag of chips. So that was like lunch.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
For 3 days.
It pretty much until I think her boyfriend came up, and then we had burgers. We did have burgers one night, but the burgers were the kind of burgers that I guess were pre-stuffed with like cheese in them.
Those are dangerous.
Those are dangerous. Also, you don't
Like they
know,
get so hot.
and you don't know how well they can cook sometimes.
Oh, that's so true. They're dangerous because you don't know how well they can cook. They're dangerous because the inside gets so hot, and once you bite into it, you're like you're in it. Like there's no going back. It's coming out. So you're
Yeah,
gonna burn yourself. Or you bite into it and it is not melted because the burger isn't cooked. Like it's a dangerous game.
yeah. So that's and the best part was we had it on this outdoor. It wasn't even a barbecue. It was like those old-timey stone cooktop things where you like put the firewood under this metal plate and
Mm,
it's just sitting out there in the woods and you don't clean the metal plate because it seals in all the previous juices. So like you just brush off all the pine needles that are on top of this metal plate and then you just
no.
pour oil on top of it to like coat the plate and then throw the burger patties on it.
Oh my God. You know what that sounds like? Sounds like a camping experience. It doesn't sound very cabiny.
That was no cabin experience and I think like yeah, and I was like, well, here comes some food poisoning, I'm sure.
I'm like scarred for life, never go back.
Oh,
Like
and then like I think like some family members of hers came up. Also like some I think her uncle and aunt and whatever. So and like one of them was like mowing the grass shirtless and he's like in his 60s or 70s. I don't.
like, sir, you're gonna get a sunburn, put a shirt on. Like
Also like it was like a steep staircase to go down to like the dock, and the dock wasn't fully put out, and they had no boat or anything, so never sat on the dock. Also, because you're in the middle of nowhere, no cell service or
Oh,
anything.
it just sounds like a bad situation, and I don't want to be a part of it. Like, I feel like I would have pulled in and be like, oh, okay. Stayed one night, and I would have packed my bags the next day and been like, oh, sorry, I forgot I left the stove on or something. One of those old excuses.
And see,
Get out of there.
that was the best part. I drove up with her, so I didn't have a way to leave.
That's what you regret all life choices. You regret everything.
Hmm.
Hmm. You like question the friendship. You question like your choices like to let other people drive ever again.
Hmm.
Ah, no, thank you. Mm-mm. No.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
No. Safe to say I'm like a cottage, like a luxury, maybe, I guess if that's what you classify it as, a luxury cottage experience person.
I agree. I agree. Like luxury cottage, something like that.
My cottage has like air conditioning and we have cable and we have internet. We have running water and we have like legitimate toilets and we have like a clear beach.
Yeah, that sounds like the best type of cottage ever.
Right? Right? I feel like that's what I grew up with was this cottage and I never again. My like life is forever changed. I will never camp. I don't think I could ever do a trailer. I don't think I could ever do a cabin. It's cottage life or no life. Like
That's fair. And
mhm.
like what did a comedian say? They said some like we we had to live in tents until we decided to build houses so that we didn't have to live in tents ever again. So why would you want to go back and live in a tent?
Yes, why would you want to revert back
Hmm.
to your society? I don't see just like that. I don't understand. I don't get the joy. People are like, "Oh, the fresh air is so good," and I'm like, "You could just go on a hike, and the fresh air is so good." Like,
Yeah.
no, it's a lot of work, and I'm not really down for it.
No, but I mean, to our listeners that maybe like camping,
So you do you. You're supporting a multi-billion-dollar industry. Good on you.
yes, good on you. Be one with nature, love the outdoors, get your fresh air, and realign your inner clocks and whatever your
Your
reason,
chakras.
your chakras, and I don't know, be one with nature. Go fishing, go hiking, cook some s'mores, do what you need to do.
Cook some lake trout. I don't know.
Hmm.
Whatever else campers do. It's
Uh,
not for us. But,
no,
if it's not for us, there's more for you.
exactly. We're helping you.
We're providing more opportunities for you.
I agree. I agree. Oh dear. No,
Yeah.
not for us.
So solid pass. Somebody ever came up to me and goes, "Hey, you want to go camping this weekend?" I'm going to rethink our friendship. Friendship, whatever relationship we have, it'll be rethought right there in 5 seconds, and it will always be a no.
Exactly. It's like, is this friendship even necessary?
If you're asking me that question, it's not necessary. But hey, if you like it, you enjoy it, I support you, but I'm not supporting you by participating. Okay.
I'll support you in the sense that I'll stay in my cottage and you can pitch a tent outside in the backyard and not use my toilet and shower or anything. And you can just stay out there and then I'll talk to you from a distance because I want to smell you stankiness.
Like go with a megaphone.
Yeah. Yeah. How's the tent?
Is the ground too hard today?
As I'm like holding my cup of, I don't know, coffee, tea, alcohol, water, I don't know,
Chilled with ice. Like,
chilled with ice and being like, it sure is a scorcher out there today. I'm going to go back into the AC.
yeah. But hey, if you like camping, good for you.
Good for
Good for
you.
you. Good for you. It's like those people, I don't know, it's like seems to be this big trend with like millennials lately of people like living in vans. Have you seen this? Or is this like,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, so it's all over TikTok. It's probably all over Instagram too. These people, they like buy vans and renovate them, and then they like don't own a house, don't own another car. They like live in the van full time. They work in the van, they eat in the van, they sleep in the van, they drive around and live everywhere. That life is again not for me. No, thank you. It's too compact. I'm not down for that life.
I agree.
Ugh. I mean, they're smart the way they do it, but
Oh, yeah, but like,
mm, I need some space. Spread my wings.
I agree. Well, Shauna, that's all the time we have for this podcast, unfortunately.
Oh,
I'm sure we'll have you back on in the future.
please do. It was so much fun.
Always a pleasure. But, anyways, before I wrap up the podcast with my lovely little spiel that I like to do, I ask my guests a question off the top of my head, and you have to just randomly answer. So, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. If you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be and why?
Hmm. I think I would want to fly. Like the ability to like just like leap in the air and fly. I think that would be so cool because you could go anywhere as fast as you want and you never have to like buy another plane ticket to go somewhere or like wait in a car in traffic or I don't know, you just do it yourself and you just get there so much faster. It'd be so efficient. It'd be so great. You could like fly to like Toronto for like the day, or you could fly to like Iceland for like a day, or you wanted to go grab like wanted to go grab an eclair from Paris. You could do that. Just like that. Oh, it'd be so fun. You get to see like the world from a bird's point of view. Oh, love it.
See, I like that idea. I would go with teleportation. That way I don't have to worry about the whole flying and like what if it's bad weather and na. I just go snap there, done.
But what if your teleportation put you in like the wrong time realm, like it did in the Umbrella Academy with the guy? He like got stuck. You can't
Well,
go back. Whereas
well,
like flying is like present time and I just go there.
well, I've never seen the Umbrella Academy, so I'm not too concerned. So, you know what? I will take my teleportation anytime, and if I'm stuck in another time period, realm, whatever, you know what? That's just a bridge we'll have to wait to cross on.
You get stuck in like medieval times, Patrick. Then what are you gonna do? That's like camping all the time.
It's true. It's like
Like
camping
there's
all the time.
no way out of it. They think you're some like black magic saying you can teleport you were from the future. Like,
Yeah, and then I become like the wizard of the medieval town.
but not really because you do anything else. Oh, that would be horrible. No.
Well, anyways, well, thank you again so much.
You're welcome.
And don't forget, everyone, to give this a good review if you like it and you want to hear more. You can check it out on all platforms where podcasts are: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any other area where you can listen to the podcast. And as always, make sure to have a great time, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.